7 yards. I probably could have stopped him in the opening and killed him. Had to let him go. Well, it's 8:30. I guess I'm gonna get down and head to Kansas. Hadn't got to go in 2 years. Super excited. Nap time. Just pulled up at the gate here at Kansas. Been waiting 2 years to get back in this tree I'm fixing to head to. You know, as a kid, every day after school, I'd go hunt the 13 acres behind my house. No cameras, nothing, just knowing sooner or later, eventually, a big buck would come through. And it's like, the fact of not knowing, not having any cameras or anything, it was like this sense of wonder almost. And that not knowing is kind of what kept me there. It's like, you know, anything could happen. Well, these days, hunting here, that's about as close to that feeling as I get. Got a little over half a mile walk and hoping I can find the tree I normally climb. I got a pin dropped on it on Onyx. Kind of the setup is, it's just what I would call like a rut funnel, I guess. It's just a narrow strip of woods connecting two bedding areas, and bucks get cruising looking for does. They're liable to go from bedding area to bedding area and cruise right by me. Well, we're off to a rocky start already. Found the tree pretty easy, but all the limbs that I'd cut off 2 years ago started growing back, and you couldn't break them because they're the kind that just keep on bending. And I'd left my limb saw in Georgia because I threw it in the ground to run some deer off to get out one afternoon and couldn't find it, so I figured I'd get it the next day, but I never did. So anyway, I'm tearing through these limbs and I start getting hot. I take my hoodie off and wrap it around the top of my stand. Well, it ends up falling, so I'm gonna probably freeze to death. Don't have any camo. Made a ton of noise getting in here, tearing through those limbs for 20 minutes, but we're here, so we'll see what happens. I sat till 12:30 and I didn't even see a deer. I'm really surprised. I ended up losing one property. Went to go check it out because I'd called the landowner, he didn't answer, and there's a camera and feeders there. So I went and found him, and I actually met his uncle, followed him a long ways, and went and found him, and then it turned out he gave it one of his buddies permission, so I lost permission on it. But still got a couple good spots, still optimistic, so we'll see what happens. But I think I'm just gonna go to a hotel because it's gonna be so dang cold. I ain't gonna want to unload all this crap and stuff, and I was gonna sit here and glass this field, and I just can't even keep my eyes open, so I know I ain't gonna be nothing but tireder later on. I gotta take a dump real bad. Don't really want to do that when it's 40 degrees and a 20-mile-an-hour wind outside. So anyway, I'm gonna probably be in the same spot in the morning. Huge body deer back there. It's
second day in a row I've had a monster at one of my Ohio spots in daylight. Kind of makes me question leaving, but there's giants here. Just got to get them close. That one deer cut through the CRB, I think, was probably a big buck. Even it looked like he was twice as big as that doe standing out in the field. Just couldn't quite ever make it out what was on his head. It's only 8 o'clock. I'm already digging into the snacks. So I'm trying to sit till dark, so probably gonna be a long day. Big buck coming by right now. Is he a shooter? I don't know. I don't know. Should I shoot him? He's nice for sure. He's probably 125. I don't know, man. He just ain't got that Kansas mass. I guess I'll pass him. How far is he right there? I saw him coming. I went and stood up and was holding my bow. And about the time I decided I wasn't going to shoot him, he come homecoming and got like 15 yards and picked me out, which like almost never happens here. Which I am just on a bare tree, but picked me out and he went out to about 30. Stood there for a minute and then left. He was really pretty though.
Are those deer or cows?
About to starve to death. Still got another hour till dark. Ate all my snacks by 10 o'clock.
It's the morning of day 3 here in Ohio. It's about 5:15 a.m. Had kind of a rough night last night. I woke up about 11:30 and clicked on the Moultrie app and see my pictures and got a picture of just an absolute monster in Ohio and never fell back asleep. But I'm thinking I should be able to stay awake here in the sand. But anyway, so the plan this morning is kind of the plan for the whole trip is to just hunt these thin strips of woods in between bedding areas, or kind of if you have woods under you, you sort of are a bedding area. I mean, they'll bed. I've seen them bed anywhere that has trees, and some places that don't. So we'll see. It's the same spot. I saw that huge 8-pointer last time I was here. Had a pretty nice buck in a field right up the road as I was driving in. So I thought there's a decent chance I'd see him this morning. But anyway, we're gonna slide in. Probably get in maybe 45 minutes to an hour before daylight and see what happens.
A buck just ran in that wood line down there grunting. I think he just grunted again. He just grunted back. There he is, walking down the edge. He's walking down the edge now. There he comes. You can't tell how big he is. There's a doe right there. Must have been bedded down. He's a monster. That's a monster. Big 10-pointer. Just snort wheezed at me. I snort wheezed back. He ought to be coming. He won't leave them does, I don't guess. He's getting downwind of me. He's an absolute monster. He's so big. Right across the road. Following that freaking doe. There goes the other doe. I don't know where the buck went. I seen the doe run across the field and he didn't follow her. She might be looking at him. I never saw where he went. He didn't follow the doe. Just wouldn't leave those does. Snort wheezed at me and everything, but he wouldn't come in to fight. Absolute monster 10-pointer. Holy crap. Dang, I wish I could have got that deer to come in.
Got him. Pretty sure I got him.
Low, maybe low. Drop my quiver. He's acting hurt. Just think I hit him low. Absolute monster. About to fall over. He don't fall over. Lord, please. What's he doing? Please, God. Please, God, let him fall over. Lord, please. What is this deer doing? He's hurting for sure. He's gonna bed down, I think. Man, I freaking think I hit him low. Oh my God. I knocked my quiver down trying to put another arrow in. How's he not hurting? How's he not? How's he not wrecked from that? It ain't that low. It ain't even hardly bleeding. That deer should be dead. Oh my God. What is going on? What the heck? I think he's hurting. If I back out, he'll probably die. He's gotta be hurting, dude. What on earth? What is he doing? Lord, please let this deer go down. monster came in. I shot him and it looked like a decent shot. I mean, 4 or 5 inches up, kind of right behind the shoulder. And he just ran 5 yards and just stood there until he was hurting. So I freak out, go to get another arrow. Freak out, go to get another arrow. In the process of doing that, I knock my quiver down, go to shoot him again. Because he's just standing there. My freaking arrow hits a branch, explodes into a million pieces. I don't know, I mean, he's acting hurt for sure. But I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, I could see the hole on the side of him, it looked good. I don't know. If I wanted to knock my freaking quiver down, he was standing right there. I could have shot him again. I tried to thread it through some branches at him and hit a branch. The arrow just freaking exploded. He didn't pay any of that no attention. He's twitching his tail like he was hurt. I don't know. Dear Lord, please let this deer go down. I mean, for a minute he even started wobbling like he was gonna die. Oh my God, he's an absolute monster. Just big, framey, just freaking beautiful 10-pointer with splits. I think G2s. I don't know. He's got a bed down somewhere or something. I mean, he's acting hurt for sure. I'll probably try to sneak down and look at my arrow. I don't know. He's acting. My quiver. That's the arrow that freaking hit the branch and exploded. There's the arrow. I was sitting right there. Climbed up them 2 climbing sticks to get above the fork and take my climber. I was sitting right there at that fork. I think that deer was probably quartered too, just a little more than I realized. And I probably got 1 lung and liver if I had to guess. That deer's gonna die, but if I push him, it's like a mile to the next block of woods, and then I might be dealing with 2 or 3 property lines and everything else, so I'm just gonna back out. I'm gonna drive down the road and make sure he didn't cross it. Then I'm gonna back out until probably close to dark.
He's got to have him a doe right there.
It's still standing there?
Yeah, he's just sitting here staring at me. Yep, there she is. The doe jumped up and ran off. Now he's chasing her. Sticking his nose up her butt.
Golly. Well, go get him this afternoon and get back to Ohio and kill another.
All right.
You need about a 700-inch season.
Between 4 deer, not 6. This time.
Before.
Another one.
How big is he?
This one, he looked like he might have been a big 6-pointer or something. Walking up to where all the blood was. Ton of blood. Blood here. Ton of blood here. Bled good right there.
once he got moving, he's definitely not bleeding a tremendous amount. But my exit was like at the bottom of his chest where you got a lot of thicker fur that'll sometimes soak up the blood. Not seeing any blood.
Alright, well, I never could get on any blood, kept calling dogs. Finally got in touch with one, supposed to be the best dog in the state. That's gonna come tomorrow at like midday and see what they can do. Didn't really, probably could have grid searched through there a little bit better, but I didn't want to, you know, you step in one little bit of blood and then go walking all through there, you make it a lot harder on a dog. So I backed out. Supposed to meet them tomorrow. Called it, and crazy thing was, I mean, I'm not convinced the dog was ever on it. I mean, we probably reset it 4 or 5 times to get it to the last blood that I actually got to, and he even said she wasn't acting like herself. So I got another dog coming in the morning. I'm gonna sit here this afternoon and look for crows, but I just don't understand it, man. I mean, I don't, the way that deer was acting, I just really feel like, how could it be anywhere? But I mean, I'm surprised I even had to call a dog. I just knew it was gonna be bedded down or something, or just died right there. I mean, it's just wobbling like it'd fall over any second. Now my freaking truck's dead. I'm about to text the farmer and see if he'll come jump me off, but just keeps getting better and better. I couldn't get anybody out here to help me. So I thought finally, as a last ditch effort, I'd call the police department and see if they'd send somebody, and they said they will. So doesn't look like I'm gonna have to sleep out here, so that's a plus. Police department actually called back and said they can't do that. So I called the tow truck company. He said he couldn't do it, but he said he's gonna call some people he knows that might live in this area and see if anybody will. So this dude, the guy that works at the record service in the next town, is coming to save me. Big old 6-pointer. All them does, you'd think they'd have a buck with them. Well, we finally had to call it. Could never find him. Breaks my freaking heart. I mean, I'd say the shot was a smidge low, but other than that, I just don't know how a deer could freaking tote that. But that was the second dog I've had out here, and went all over everywhere, and just, I mean, nothing. So I don't know. It just breaks my freaking heart for the deer and me. But it is what it is sometimes. I mean, I've just been on a freaking streak of the worst freaking luck, bullcrap, missing, bad shooting, whatever. I mean, just like this one. Besides the first shot, if I wouldn't have hit that branch, I could have shot him again. If I wouldn't have dropped my quiver, I could have shot at him a third time and probably not hit a branch that time. But it's just like everything that could go wrong went wrong. But might be able to say I'm a bad shot or anything else, but nobody will ever be able to call me a quitter. I can get back out here and keep at it. Thought of one last ditch thing to try before I call it quits. About half a mile from where I shot him, the neighbor's got a creek over here. I talked to him, got permission to walk out his creek, just see if the deer happened to went to the creek to die. If I can't find him here, then I don't know. That trail. There goes the doe. Splashed in the water, just hidden up in here. Some kind of huge fish in there. Like carp or something. Whatever that is in the creek, man, that's big to be in that little creek. Them things are 4 or 5 pounds. Hope something else big is in this creek. Crows sure are making a fuss. We're gonna scrape right here, buddy. Another one. The dead coon. Some kind of bird. I guess I'm gonna have to call it. Called 2 dogs. Walked everything I can walk with the creek. I thought it's, you know, the one spot with woods and water within a mile that we didn't look at with the dog. You know, I figured that dude's hurt, he might go to water or something, you know. But I don't know, man. It just breaks my freaking heart. Hate it for the deer. Hate it for myself. I mean, my shot was maybe a little low, but I don't know what I could have did a whole lot different. I mean, the deer's acting super hurt. You know, hit him right behind the shoulder. Puddles of blood on the ground, arrow covered in blood. Just don't get it. I don't know what else to do other than just keep at it. I mean, just blows my mind. I just cannot comprehend how that deer was not dead right there somewhere in the same woods I shot him in, but dang sure wasn't. So, I'm just gonna keep at it, I guess. Try for another one.